Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Heike, this is my little co-host Lola, and you're watching Stone Cold Coffee Crafts. Today is Thursday, July the 9th, and this is going to be the last daily crafty chat of this week, since tomorrow is floss tube. So I'm going to make this a short one. I think I start off every second video now with these words, but today is going to be a short one because I have not brought any knitting plans, and I think getting through what I've done yesterday won't take very long unless this one here decides to be once again all up in my business, which is probably pretty much standard procedure for her now. So going to pull back the cover paper so you can see a bit better what I have done. The paper's off now, honey bunch. Now it's sticky. You don't like sticky, remember? Since I get less glare on everything if the cover paper's off. So no surprise here. I plan to do this section. I did this section. And today is going to be this one here. So we are starting in on the second mermaid. That one I hope will not require any changes to her coloring and shading, because I don't think I have enough drills to do this. So you're very persistent to step on the canvas today. Of course you do, after I told the people you usually don't do that. She usually finds the feel of the drills underneath her paws really awful and doesn't step on it, but today she's trying really hard. Well, I guess I haven't let her touch the drills, so she hasn't noticed yet that it feels yucky. But yeah, today is the day of doom and gloom, as you have probably seen in the starting clips. So days of doom and gloom are usually also days of cuddle me, I need love. So I guess that's what it is. Plus me talking. The moment I start talking, she always thinks I'm talking to her. Can I move you a bit off? I don't want to pick off a bunch of fur yet again. Oh, cat, you are exhausting. So yeah, notice something. No need to kill the computer. But maybe she will lie down like that now. Yeah, she basically always thinks she's the center of attention, which is probably true 95% of the time. So yeah, she is a spoiled brat through and through. She pays for it in cuteness though. So yeah, so that's the plan. You are not going to see this one tomorrow, so I hope that I can stick to my plan this weekend, and if I do, when you will see this again, and we have to carefully, because there is a bit of a road bump up here, so when you see this again, we should be completed up to here, hopefully. Not making any promises, but this is what I have planned. And still, I'm going to repeat myself. I love how this is turning out, minus the mermaid, which is now fixed. And yeah, let's see how this progresses. I'm kind of looking forward to getting into this part of the mermaid, because here finally the reds and oranges will hit, which will be a nice contrast to all the dark colors and on all the white I've done so far for the orca. And I don't know, are these supposed to be bubbles? Because they actually look like giant pearls, but why would giant pearls be lying around in the ocean? Oh yeah, you're so cute, honey bunch. So cute. But that's the plan for the next 4 days, until you will see this again. And I'm sorry for my very low energy level today. I'm so tired. I did sleep, but I think I need more sleep. My stitching just stuck itself to my drawer container underneath my table. Wire needle minder. So stitching. I made a lot of progress on Santa's Trip by Barbara Anna, the mystery stitch along she has with Creative Poppies for Christmas this year. And this is how far I have come. So I pretty much closed up the frame. I know it doesn't look like that, but in that gap there, this is where some more of these berries go. But I know now that I have stitched this correctly and it fits up. And the best moment ever in stitching, sorry, I'm holding this so weird. There's my coffee. I need to put this away so I can hold this a bit lower and give you the full look. The best moment of stitching any frame really is when you realize it matches up and you did not make any mistakes. That's just the best moment ever. I had that moment yesterday, and I'm now looking forward to really completing it today and adding the adding the berries in, and then the frame is done and it's a piece of art. I love frames like these. I just love them. And I'm going to start on the little square today too, because the berries probably won't take me too long. I don't know, I don't always check the time when I'm stitching. Usually the order I'm going in is diamond painting, knitting, stitching, and stitching is done for as long as I keep going before I actually need to go to bed, which is probably why I don't get enough sleep. Well, honestly, no, it isn't, because I can't fall asleep, so it doesn't matter if I go early or late. And yeah, so plan for today, finishing the frame and then starting on the square. And this you will see tomorrow in the floss tube, so we will see how far I come today. I plan to do a bit more, just to plan a bit more time for knitting, so I might actually turn the order around today and make the knitting the open-ended part, because yeah, we are entering the next phase on the shawl today. But I really, really like how this is turning out, and yeah, kind of also sad that the frame is done now. I know, I'm weird. So I expect the first little square to go pretty quick. It's like I said yesterday, just a 40 by 40. I know it's pretty full coverage, but it's still a small stitch. So I expect to have this done pretty soon. Have I ever mentioned how this pattern is actually dropping? It started on July 1st, and you will get a new part of the painting on each 1st and 15th of the month, 9 parts in total. So the last part will drop mid of November. So if you keep up with this stitch along, and it should be pretty easy to do once you are done with the frame, all the parts are very small. So even if you don't want to stitch the whole frame first like I did and want to stitch it in parts, you should be easily able to do this in the time allotted to the stitch along and still be finished before Advent time actually starts. So you could have this done and framed by the end of November and have it up in time for Christmas time, which is my plan. I am really going to try and pick out a frame in advance for this. Now I know how big this is actually going to be, so I can order a frame right away. And yeah, then I just have to actually do it too. All the finished stuff I have at the moment is not framed because I have not sat down to choose and order frames. I don't know. So plan for today. Keep stitching on this. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to finish it, but I should finish it by tomorrow, and then over the weekend I can go back to Frosty Forest and spend a few days on that before the next part of this drops, as well as the Chinese Zodiac. Oh man, I have really trouble with my voice today. So the shawl, I mentioned we are entering the next phase, so I forgot to move my stitch marker. Of course, I did not do this much. I did about half of it. As you remember, I had 8 rows left to go, and I did 9 rows the day before that, so this is a total of 17 rows and the cast off. And yeah, but we're now done with the middle part. And I cast it off. I talked about this yesterday. The pattern actually stated to keep the stitches live, but I decided to cast them off. I had seen another stitcher talk about it and that it was absolutely not necessary to leave the stitches live and cast them off once the side panels are done, that it actually is the better idea to do this beforehand to make the transition a bit smoother. I think I see what she means, because what I'm supposed to pick up is this, and as you can see there is a whole row above this now, so I hope you can see that. So I have to see how I can actually manage to smooth this out a little bit, because it will look weird if this whole row is sticking up on top of that. Also, remind me never to do a stretchy bind off again on such a huge piece. I thought let's look up and do a stretchy bind off, because I have to block this, and the usual bind off is pretty restricted in how far it stretches. So I looked up stretchy bind off, but the stretchy bind off with yarn held double and one of it being fuzz, it took me, and I kid you not, 90 minutes to cast off the whole 247 stitches. It was a nightmare. I was so happy yesterday thinking, yay, I was finished much earlier than I thought and more stitchy time, and then I took 90 minutes to cast this monster off. So I'm going to insert a picture now of how it looks. Yeah, I know. Of how it looks completed, and I don't know if it will give you any idea how big this is, but it is big. It could be used as a shawl as it is. The side panels are now just intended to make it a bit wider without making it even deeper, because it's a really deep shawl already. And that's what I plan to do today. I want to pick up the stitches on the sides, and I want to knit the 3 rows, I think it is, I have to do all the way around, and then half of the stitches are going to be put on hold while one side panel is worked in German short rows with eyelets. And that is the part that is currently still a bit confusing while reading it. And I hope I have it figured out. My brain is telling me I have it figured out, but who knows? We will see. And yeah, I know, Kitty. I know. And I have brought my other colors of yarn that are going to be used for the side panels here. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be awesome. Once again, it reads much more blue than it actually is. It is a lot greener than this. It's fascinating how much the green washes out. Oh yeah, you're the cutest kitty of them all. People know that. They know that. And I hope when I bring this back on Monday, I can actually show you a partially completed side panel and happily report I figured it out. So keep your fingers crossed. It doesn't look too hard, honestly. I've watched a few videos on German short rows and it doesn't look too hard. It just doesn't compute with what I'm reading. But that's pretty much because reading doesn't translate in my brain to actual stitching. I think that's because stitch patterns are really abstract. I had the same issue in school with math. I was never super good at anything related to math because it was an abstract concept that didn't translate for me. The moment we hit anything that was harder than everyday math, to be honest. So once you started replacing numbers with letters, my brain couldn't make any sense of that. It wasn't a letter, it was a number. I don't know why. I'm usually pretty good about thinking around the corner and stuff like that, but for math, my brain went full, I am not giving you an inch here. So that was always my issue. And I think that's the same thing here. I'm not able to translate written patterns into actual knitting in my head. So, but I've watched a few videos and I think I can understand what she wants us to do. I hope so. Especially since, oh, I'm sorry, get yawning on camera. I don't get enough sleep recently, people. I don't get enough sleep. So, especially after people keep saying that German short rows are super easy, I'm kind of frustrated that I'm reading that and thinking, what? Anyway, that's it. That's all I have today. Tomorrow, like I said, is going to be a floss tube. You are going to see all the stuff I did in the last 2 weeks. Well, all the stuff is a bit... that's selling it pretty much as a big thing, isn't it? Because I haven't switched projects very much. But you are going to see both my finishes again. The Barbara Anna, spoiler alert, has not been FFO'd yet. But I think I'm not going to be surprised when you think about how much progress I made on all projects this week. It is not surprising that I haven't finished that one. And I am planning to do a flip through a magazine that I got this week. It's an older Halloween issue from Just Cross Stitch. My local needlework shop, my current German online stitching shop I order from usually has this sale of the week category, and they had this magazine in there, so I thought I would drop it in. This is basically my shipping fee, because I had to drop something in my car to not pay shipping, so I decided I'd rather have a magazine than pay for shipping. And that's what I'm going to flip through today, because there are actually quite a few cute things in there, and I have found 3, I think, that I'm actually going to put on my to-do list, though one of them is a bigger one, and I've found one I really would like to do, but that's a giant one and it's not going to happen. I can feel it, but it's so cute. Anyway, that's what I planned for tomorrow, and of course the haul, the one thing I keep out of these daily crafty chats, and it's going to be another embarrassing episode of how much fabric does this woman need. Yeah. If you've seen yesterday's video, you probably have seen my plan to clean out half of my big bookshelf in the hall, and I might turn this into a yarn and fabric storage, because I have also piles of fabric lying around everywhere. I'm so happy that my partner doesn't care about any clutter at all, because our living room right now is a nightmare. I store all the yarn and the fabric in the living room because I have to declutter the craft room first before I have more space to put anything in here. So I guess the bookshelf is the faster and easier solutions, and also a very good idea before he actually starts to realize how cluttered the living room is. It's a mess. It's really a mess. All right, guys, I'm stretching this out, and I shouldn't, because I said it would be short. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and if you're back tomorrow, thank you. If not, I will talk to you on Monday. Bye, guys.